We observe ourselves. We sit and relax and observe ourselves. We observe the feeling that we have in our body. Nothing right or wrong. We just casually notice the feeling that we have in our body. Newly, we observe ourselves. Again, we notice the feeling in our body. We notice a degree of relaxation in our body. There's no need to change anything. Everything is perfect the way it is. We're just being the observer. We observe ourselves again, newly. And we observe our breathing. No need to change anything. We just are observing. We notice, is the breathing fast or slow? And we notice the depth of our breathing. Is it a shallow depth or a really deep depth of breathing that we're doing? Newly, we observe ourselves. And we have a feeling of love for ourselves. Let's just feel love for the self that we're observing. And let's feel love for our observer self, the self that is doing the observing. Just feel that love. Notice where the location of the love is. And if you wish, you can allow the love to grow. Just keep observing and feeling love for ourselves. Newly, let's observe ourselves and feel love. We let this love fill our whole body. We allow the love to be in every single cell of our body. It's okay to love ourselves. We just feel love and feel it all throughout our body, throughout our being. Newly, let's feel love. We observe ourselves, and as we observe ourselves, we feel love for ourselves. And let the amount of that love increase and more. And let the amount of that love keep increasing. Newly, let's observe ourselves. And we feel love for ourselves. We continue feeling love for ourselves. Let's look at some object in the environment. And let's feel love for what is in the environment. Feel love for that object. Allow that love to increase. Let's observe ourselves. We continue to observe ourselves, and we feel love for the self that is being observed. And as the observer self, we feel love for the observer self. And we allow that love to increase and increase and increase. Let's look at some object in the environment. Just observe it in some detail. And let's just look at that. And let's feel love for that object. We just feel love for that object. And simultaneously, we feel love for ourselves. And we feel love for the object. Simultaneously, we feel love for ourselves and feel love for that object. And allow that love to increase. We allow it to increase even more. Newly, we observe ourselves. And we feel love for ourselves. And more, and even more. And we feel love for some object in the environment. And we allow that to increase and increase some more. Now, let's imagine that that object is giving love to us. We can use our imagination and just imagine that that object is loving us. We can allow that to increase. Newly, let's give ourselves love. And allow that feeling of love we're giving ourselves, allow that to grow, and to grow, and to grow. Now let's observe some object in the environment. And let's imagine that that object is feeling love for us. And let's imagine simultaneously that that object is giving love to us, and we are giving love to ourselves and that object. Allow that feeling to grow. Allow that feeling to keep growing and growing and growing. Newly, let's observe ourselves. We might just notice some detail about what we consider to be ourselves. Perhaps we want to observe the breathing. No need to change anything, we just can observe the breathing. We can observe our bodies. Just allow that observation to be there. No need to have any judgments or opinions. And we observe some more. And let's give love to ourselves. And more. And more. And more love we give to ourselves. And let's observe an object. We can look at it in a little bit of detail. Perhaps touch it or feel it. And we can give love to that object. We can just look at some details of the object and continue loving that object. And love ourselves. And let's let that continue. And let's imagine that the object is loving us. And more. And more. Just allow that object to keep loving us. And newly, let's observe ourselves. And observe ourselves in a little bit more detail. And more. And let's give love to ourselves. Keep increasing the amount of love we give to ourselves. And more. And even more. More love. And let's observe several objects in the room, whatever's comfortable. Just notice a little bit of detail about them. And really feel love for those objects. And more. And even more. And let's imagine that those objects are loving us. And we can love ourselves. Let's love ourselves. And let's imagine that those objects are loving us. We do this more and more and more. This is something we can do anytime we like, for as long as we like. We can use our own creation, imagination, and our own observation powers of ourselves to give ourselves love. We can do this all day, every day, if we wish.